Okay, Shalom. Okay, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Barak Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Barak Kakadash. Double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone, our elders of GMS. Okay, insight, chasing peace and blessings to the whole elect of the children of Israel. Okay, back at you with another video showing you that these prophecies is in full effect, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is keeping his word to destroy Babylon from off the face of the earth. All right, okay, America's starting to feel the pinch, man. It's starting to get bit. A lot of things is just starting to come up short here. A lot of common things, and I'm getting this from this video here from your boy, A Popular Report. He comes up with a lot of good video, a lot of good information, concerning what's going on in the world. If I'm correct, if I can remember, I think he's into prepping as well, and stacking silver and things like that. But like I said, he's good at bringing out good information on, again, what's going on here in Babylon. And as you can see here, Cisco issues shortage alerts, and U.S. credit card defaults soars. Food shortages updates. Excuse me. Okay. And I might play some of this video here. As we go into the fall shortage season, we're seeing major issues in dairy, pasta, and in potatoes. Whether you are a prepper or a homesteader or a concerned homemaker, there are serious issues happening right now. And I'm going to let some of this play. So let me read this scripture first before I continue to show you that this is just all part of the word of the Lord, man. And there's many scriptures to use to, many precepts to use to show that this place is prophesied to go down. And this is just one of the many that I'm going to read with, but I'm not going to read too many scriptures here. Not trying to make this too long, but read a couple of famine scriptures, but and I'm going to go into a couple of words that caught my attention after listening to this video. And, a couple of those words is bemoan, or be well, and it's escaping right now, but let me read the scripture here. This is beautiful what's going on, man. Especially after the horrible days I'm having. This actually brings a little good news. Kind of lifts my spirits up a little, just a reminder that, man, the nightmare is almost over, and literally the days coming after, Lord willing, we're those men that defeats death and have been made immortal. We're going to look back and remember this place as if it was just a nightmare. And that's that day's coming where literally, we can sit back and reminisce amongst each other on visions we've had. A lot of our visions come through dreams. And what a lot of the world call a nightmare, personally, I call it, a good dream. It's pretty much the type of dreams I look forward to having, which I don't have them too often, but we'll sit back and reminisce about these dreams that we've had, that where a lot of chaos took place and deaths was taking place, and and that's exactly how it's going to go down in the kingdom. That day's going to come when we're going to actually reminisce on this nightmare. Like, wow, it's like like a bad dream. So anyway, let me read the scripture here in the book of Baruch. Where am I going to start at? 4. Stomach growling. thought I had it. This Rufus Falls is deep. I can start anywhere, but for the he that brought these plagues. Slack it. For he that brought these plagues upon you would deliver you from the hands of your enemies. Slack, that's not what I want. Here we go. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being as return, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they, this is my point, this is what I want, it's like, miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that deceived thy sons, for as she rejoiceth at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. Okay, so let me get to this video here. Play a little bit of it.
Potatoes stuck in the middle of muddy and icy fields in Idaho, folks. Things are changing out there. Also, Cisco, the national distributor of food out there, issues a number of food shortage alerts that we will cover on this this episode. Also, Medical Field Insider is sharing blood test shortages in Florida. Also, U.S. credit card defaults are hitting 30-year highs. Is everything fine out there in the financial markets? Well, that sure doesn't sound good. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the...
And I like that. How the scriptures refer to Babylon, as far as thick clay, debt. It ain't just the government, it's the people, period. Babylon is, the citizens of Babylon are pretty much, and it's always been that way. It's always, let me say it's always been that way. It's the last, a good 40 years possibly maybe 50 years since the late 60s, been living off a credit card, been using debt to survive, by means of survival, using credit card debts. But now these debts is skyrocketing, man. People are literally, more and more folks are relying on the credit cards that they use. And a lot of credit card companies is actually deleting accounts. Some folks have so many credit cards waiting to use, and a lot of those credit cards are being deleted. And not just that, another bombshell that's coming down the pipe, which within the next weeks, a few days or a couple of weeks or so, how they suspended college loans. See, that suspension is coming, that the stopping of payments, that's coming to an end itself. And these college loans that, these graduates, new graduates, and current students, that, they have to resume their payments. They have to resume payment. And imagine that, since those credit card suspensions, since those credit card, since the loans, these student loans was put on hold the last couple of years because of that manufactured thing, And they look at it as an opportunity to pick up other debt, you know, thinking that it's not going to come back, you know, like it's permanent, like it was the suspension of those student loans was permanent, and they went and put on even more debt, and then imagine they're gonna have to start resuming those payments, which a lot of those payments is from like they saying most of them are up to like $500 a month, $250 to $500 a month, on top of whatever new debts they done accumulated. You know, Babylon, they're gonna start feeling it, man. They're gonna start feeling it. That's why, again, the words that came to my mind that I started looking up was like "bewell," which is throughout the scriptures, and "bemoan," which is in the scriptures as well. And there's other words as well that's describing the mental horror these devils are going to start experiencing. Okay, so anyway, I know I'm just rambling, but it's all according to what's going on. So again, a lot of the defaults, and it's not going to be an easy way out for these devils, man. You know, that's going to default. Esau is going to immediately start coming for their money by either garnishing these people's checks or coming to take personal property. So we're about to start witnessing a lot of stuff, man. A lot of, the Egyptians rising up against the Egyptians, man. You know, we're about to see we're literally about to start witnessing the downfall of this place on a major scale, which might ultimately, hopefully, it'll cause an uprising, you know, a revolt, so to say. So anyway, let this play.
Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar, and on this channel, we are covering things that the news media is not covering. We're getting reports coming from you guys from all over the place.
Because the news media is saying everything's good. You know? Everything's good, you know? Or the news media is covering foolishness, you know? And on top of all that, bread and circus being in full effect. This is that time of year, with college football, NFL, the NFL, and then the NBA is about to start. You know, people are getting their abundance of, you know, the circus, bread and circus.
About what you're seeing at your workplaces, what you're hearing, and what you're seeing on your store shelves. We're going to cover the shortages as well as things that are happening in the supply chain that you guys are seeing. So we do want to thank our sponsor before we go in.
If you're on the fence about survival food or wondering what kind you should get, listen up.
Now, this is unique because they've already defaulted to foreigners, but now they've defaulted to Chinese bondholders. So they weren't able to pay interest on that. And both the CEO and CFO, Chief Financial Officer, have been arrested now in China for defaulting on this $550 million worth of. Walk you through their report from last week. So they've issued alerts on a few things, but before that, cream and culture pricing. So that's like sour cream, anything that's cultured milk, as well as the heavy creams. It says pricing will increase for most of the country, and that's because they don't have enough of it, and it's in shortage. Wings. Chicken wings are in short supply. You probably already knew that. Dark meat, poultry is in short supply. Tilapia was impacted by the flooding around the Beijing capital of China. A lot of tilapia comes from China, so they're substituting other kinds of fish for that. Alerts that they've issued on fruits and vegetables. Baby broccoli. They've been impacted by reduced field yields, and demand is up too, apparently. Green onion If you're in Mexico, you're not going to be getting green onions very easily.
I love
Short
onions.
supply, 4 to 6 weeks expected due to storm damage. Peppers, eastern United States. Green pepper supply is lighter. Red and yellow supply extremely short.
Ooh, red and yellow. I love my peppers. I love my peppers.
So if you really like your red and yellow peppers out there, you might want to grab some of those at the store if you see them.
Every once in a while, my wife makes some stuffed peppers with chicken.
Avocados. Production is down and demand is up.
So that means price is going to go up. If demand's up.
Avocado toast that needs to get eaten, right? So if you want your avocados and you see them, might want to grab them. Lemons. Fancy grade and small sizes are extremely tight. And they're also saying that's not going to be getting better super soon. Limes are also in short supply. Demand exceeds the supply. Growers do not expect relief on large sizes through October, when next crop comes in, but will be impacted by the summer heat. So volume could be down. Grapes. You've been seeing shortages of grapes out there.
You notice a lot of lawful things that are healthy for you, you know.
Here and there. Demand exceeds supply. Pricing increasing. Pricing is increasing. Red availability rapidly diminishing. So if you want red grapes, you might want to grab those. All right, those are the alerts that they have in their system right now. So that hopefully that helps you with what to grab from the grocery store if you're grabbing, or what to be planting in your garden, right? Homesteader in Texas says this. We attend an annual farm sale in the South Plains region of Texas. This year, we were shocked at the increased numbers of tractors, combines, etc. being sold. We also noticed the many used tires being sold. Because apparently we saw the report yesterday about how agricultural tires are in short supply. So used tires being sold. This may be a good option for the person who spoke to you.
These devils starting to save what they can, and so they letting a lot of that equipment go cheap. You know, they're trying to limit their losses.
Yesterday about the tractor tire shortage. In addition, many semis used to haul crops were being sold. Those in the farming industry are hurting. So a lot of tractors and farm equipment being sold by people either getting out of the business or they're selling their spares.
It's all fantastic news here. Let me do this. Let me do this. I know I'm gonna lose that place once I go back to that video. Hit that word famine again. I really want the apocrypha. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children. This is another word. Bereaved. You know, like I was mentioning earlier, I was looking at going into the words of, before I started recording, I was reading into the words in the scriptures and see how many of us for bemoan and be well. So here we go, and let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword. Yes, that's Second Ezra. I think it's 16. Bewail their children. Bewail your children childless, through bereavement, bereaved, robbed of offspring, barren, bereaved. Okay. I'll just This devil, a lot of these devils gonna die by famine, starve to death. You know. Okay. Jeremiah 15:2, and it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, thus said the Lord power, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword, and such as are for the famine to the famine, and such as are for the captivity to the captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord, the sword to slay, and dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. Hold on, I found that one. And the people to whom, you know what, Isaiah 4, 5. It's 4, 5. Isaiah 4, Isaiah 5. And now go to, I will tell you what I will do to my vineyard. I will take away the hedge thereof, and it shall be eaten up, and break down the wall thereof, and it shall be trodden down. And I will lay it waste. It shall not be pruned nor digged, but there shall come up briars and thorns. I will also command the clouds that they rain no rain upon it. For the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the men of Judah his pleasant plant. And he looketh for judgment, but behold oppression, the righteous, but behold a cry for the wicked. Okay, we're going to do this. Which is more fitting to that video that I'm playing here. Okay, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is set upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? You know? And this place is in trouble, man. Okay, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. That's right. See, I knew it was going to click out of it.
Roofers are furious about this new product that's going viral. Replace your whole roof in as little as
spares. Our area typically grows cotton as the main crop, followed by corn and then sunflowers. Compared to previous years, there are about the same number of fields of corn, fewer fields of cotton, and hardly any sunflowers. This year, we are seeing quite a few fields of milo instead, which is sorghum, by the way. So that's
on your own. But well, it's fantastic news. It's just going down. It's a shortages of every damn thing. Period. You know. So the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The water Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know. So shalom.